"You want to know if I'm not wearing anything underneath," she whispered. I nodded. Captain Alina Ross walked along the narrow corridor, her boots clicking softly against the metallic floor. She had been in space for nearly 10 years, but the vastness still made her heart pound. Every star felt like a possibility, every shadow a secret waiting to be uncovered. "Do you know what's coming next?" whispered Dr. Curran Shah, leaning over the console. His eyes were fixed on the holographic display of their sensors. Elena paused, glancing at him. I'm not sure," she said slowly, her voice carrying both curiosity and caution. "The signal, it's unlike anything we've ever seen." The crew had been tracking a faint signal for the past 3 weeks. It came from a star system on the edge of explored space, where no planets had been mapped. At first, they thought it was a glitch in their instruments. But the more they listened, the more they realized it had patterns, repeating sequences that hinted at intelligence. Lieutenant Mara Kessler, the ship's communications officer, joined them at the console. Her brow was furrowed as she studied the signal. "It's definitely artificial," she said. "These sequences aren't natural. They're a message, maybe." Alina nodded. The ship's AI, LUMINA, had already begun analyzing the signal at superhuman speed, searching for patterns and decoding attempts. Yet even LUMINA had paused. Something about this transmission was different. The crew gathered in the observation deck. Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, and a small, blue planet slowly rotated in the distance. No moons, no signs of life, at least none that they could detect. Yet the signal came from somewhere near its surface. "Prepare for landing," Alina ordered. Her voice was steady, but inside, a thrill of excitement ran through her. Humans had always been explorers. Curiosity was built into their DNA. The unknown called to them, and they answered. The landing pod detached from Aurora and descended through the planet's thin atmosphere. The crew could see the surface now, smooth plains of glimmering crystal, reflecting the sunlight like diamonds scattered across the ground. The pod touched down gently, sending up small clouds of sparkling dust. Stepping out, Alina's boots sank slightly into the strange terrain. "Keep your eyes open," she said. "We don't know what we're dealing with." Dr. Shah knelt beside a small crystal formation. He carefully tapped it, and it emitted a faint musical chime. "This planet is alive in some way," he said. "Even its rocks, they respond." The team moved cautiously, following the signal's source. Hours passed, and finally, they reached a structure partially buried in crystal formations. It was enormous, a towering monolith of smooth black metal, unlike anything humans had ever built. Strange symbols were etched across its surface, glowing faintly in rhythmic pulses. Mara's eyes widened. "It's a machine," she whispered, "but it's not ours, not human." Alina ran her hand along the monolith's surface. "And it's waiting," she said, "waiting for someone to solve it." The crew gathered around a console built into the base of the monolith. As they approached, lights blinked to life, and the strange symbols shifted into patterns that seemed almost like a puzzle. The machine was not just a message, it was a challenge. Dr. Shah studied the interface. "It's testing us," he said. "Look at the sequences. They're logical, but they're unlike any code humans use. We need to think differently." Alina nodded. "That's exactly what humans are good at. We see things differently. We solve problems others cannot." Hours passed, and the team worked together, using every skill they had. They noticed patterns, formed theories, and tested them. Sometimes they failed, but they learned quickly, adapting with creativity and ingenuity. The monolith responded, changing its patterns as if it were alive and watching their progress. "Do you see?" Mara said, pointing at the display. "Every time we solve a part, it changes. It's communicating with us through problem solving." Alina smiled. "Humans are wired for this. Curiosity, logic, teamwork, it's in our blood. No machine can outthink a determined human mind." As the sun of the alien planet dipped below the horizon, the monolith finally shifted completely, revealing a doorway. A soft hum filled the air, vibrating through the crystals beneath their feet. The door opened slowly, revealing a dimly lit chamber inside. The crew exchanged glances, a mix of fear and excitement. "After you, Captain," Mara said, stepping aside. Alina took a deep breath and led the way into the chamber. The walls inside were lined with alien inscriptions and glowing orbs that floated without visible support. At the center, a pedestal held a small, cube-shaped device. Its surface shimmered with colors that shifted with the rhythm of their heartbeat, or so it seemed. Dr. Shah reached out to touch it, and the cube projected a holographic star map, showing countless star systems connected by lines of light. The signal they had followed was just one thread in a vast network spanning the galaxy. Alina's eyes widened. This is incredible," she said. "This civilization, it mapped the galaxy, and they left this for someone to find." Mara studied the display. "It's more than a map. Look, those pulses of light, they're warnings, instructions, maybe even messages." The crew realized that the monolith had been a test, designed to find intelligent life capable of understanding and acting on its knowledge. Humans had passed. Alina turned to her team. "We don't know who left this or why, but one thing is clear. Humans are part of something bigger now, something the galaxy has waited for us to join." A soft vibration ran through the chamber and the holographic star map shifted, highlighting a region of space far from their current location. The next step was clear. They had to follow it. "Do you know what's coming next?" whispered Dr. Shah again, his voice trembling with awe. Alina nodded slowly, her eyes fixed on the map. "Yes," she said, "the adventure has just begun." Outside, the stars twinkled, vast and endless. But for the first time, humans felt a sense of belonging in the galaxy. They were explorers, yes, but also pioneers, ready to face challenges no one else could. Their curiosity, courage, and ingenuity were about to change everything. And so, on a quiet alien world, the human crew took the first step into a journey that would test their minds, hearts, and spirits, proving, once again, that humans were extraordinary, even among the stars. The human crew stepped carefully into the chamber, still awed by the glowing cube that hovered above the pedestal. Its shifting colors reflected in their eyes, illuminating their determined faces. Outside, the alien world's twin moons had risen, casting pale light across the crystal plains. Every shadow seemed alive, but Alina knew their focus had to remain on the task ahead. "This device, it's more than just a map," Dr. Shah said, studying the holographic projections. "It's a guide, but also a challenge. Whoever left this wants us to prove ourselves." Alina nodded. "We've faced tough missions before, but this is on a different level." "Keep your minds sharp. Every step matters." Lieutenant Kessler pointed at a section of the star map. "These highlighted areas, they're not just destinations. They look like puzzles, tests. Maybe each one leads to something bigger." The crew spent hours analyzing the data. They discovered that each location on the map corresponded to a structure similar to the monolith they had just found, hidden, ancient, and protected. "We need to prepare," Alina said. "We're not just exploring. We're solving something designed to test intelligence, creativity, and teamwork." The following day, the crew loaded the pod with supplies, equipment, and analytical tools. As they prepared to leave the first planet, the cube projected one final message in symbols that Lumina quickly translated into words. "Prove your mind. Prove your spirit. Only then shall the path forward be revealed." The words hung in the air like a challenge. Alina's heart raced. "Humans were born for this," she whispered to herself. "We see possibilities where others see barriers." The pod lifted off, and the planet receded beneath them, its crystal plains glittering in the fading sunlight. The journey to the next point on the map was long, nearly 3 days of travel through uncharted space. During that time, the crew studied the alien puzzles they had already partially solved, preparing strategies for whatever lay ahead. Finally, the pod approached a dense asteroid field. Within it, a massive construct hovered, surrounded by floating rocks that glimmered like gemstones. It was far larger than the first monolith, and its surface shimmered with energy. "This is it," Alina said. "Another challenge." "And it's bigger." Dr. Shah studied the approach patterns. "It's not just a static structure. Look at the energy flows. They respond to movement. Every asteroid, every ship motion, it matters." The pod carefully navigated the asteroid field. The ship's thrusters glowed softly, moving in perfect harmony with the shifting energy patterns. The crew worked as one. Mara calculated trajectories, Dr. Shah monitored energy fluctuations, and Alina guided their path with precise commands. Once inside the construct, the air was cool and still, and a low hum resonated through the walls. The team stepped onto a platform, surrounded by floating panels covered in alien symbols. Each panel represented a different puzzle, mathematical sequences, geometric patterns, and abstract logic challenges. "Looks like they're testing different types of intelligence," Mara said. "Logic, pattern recognition, creativity, even teamwork." Alina examined the first panel. "Let's tackle them together. Humans have an advantage here. We think in ways no machine could predict." Hours passed as the crew solved puzzle after puzzle. Some required reasoning, others required lateral thinking. At one point, a sequence of lights lit up, creating a moving maze of energy. They realized they had to step on the panels in a specific rhythm to progress. Misstep, and the sequence would reset. Dr. Shah grinned. "It's like a dance, a puzzle dance." Alina laughed softly. "Only humans can dance with alien technology and survive." With focus and precision, the crew navigated the moving panels, their teamwork flawless. Each success triggered a new set of lights, new challenges, and deeper understanding. The construct seemed alive, responding to their progress, adjusting its complexity to push their limits. By the time they completed the final sequence, the construct shifted, revealing a hidden chamber at its center. Inside, a pedestal held another device, similar to the first but smaller and more intricate. It glowed with a soft white light, and the air around it felt charged, almost alive. Dr. Shah approached it cautiously. "Every step brings us closer. I think this device will help us decode the bigger message, the purpose behind all this." Mara studied the walls. "And notice, the symbols on this device match patterns in the first monolith. It's all connected. Whoever built these, they had a plan, a path for us to follow." Alina placed her hand on the device, and it projected a holographic image. This time, a three-dimensional star map filled with energy flows and lines connecting multiple systems. Each line pulsed in rhythm, forming a network that stretched across the galaxy. "It's a communication network," Alina said. "But more than that, it's a warning system. They're trying to show us something important, something that could affect every civilization." Suddenly, the room vibrated and the energy lines on the map shifted, highlighting a region far from their current location. Mara's eyes widened. "They want us to go there next, but why? What could be waiting for us?" Alina's expression hardened. "Whatever it is, we'll face it together. Humans are explorers, humans are thinkers, and humans are adaptable. We solve problems no one else can." As they left the chamber, the construct behind them seemed to settle, almost satisfied. The puzzles had been completed, and the devices now hummed in quiet anticipation, as if acknowledging the crew's success. The journey to the next location was long, and the crew spent the time preparing for the unknown. LUMINA ran simulations, analyzing possible threats and environmental conditions. Yet, no simulation could fully predict the challenges ahead. They would have to rely on human ingenuity, intuition, and courage. On the final night before arrival, Alina stood on the observation deck staring out at the stars. Dr. Shah joined her, holding a cup of warm tea. "Do you ever wonder why we're the ones chosen?" he asked softly. Alina smiled. Humans have always stood out. Our curiosity, our ability to adapt, our drive to explore, maybe that's why. Maybe the galaxy has been waiting for us. Mara approached, her tablet in hand. Sensors are picking up energy fluctuations near the next site. It's unusual. Not dangerous yet, but definitely different. Alina nodded. Good. Different is exactly what we want. Remember, the challenges ahead will test us in ways we can't predict, but I have faith in this crew. We're human, and humans rise to challenges. Finally, the pod entered the edge of the highlighted region. Before them lay a massive structure floating in space, a fusion of technology and nature, covered in glowing vines of energy that twisted like cosmic rivers. It was beautiful, alien, and imposing all at once. The crew fell silent, taking in the sight. Dr. Shah finally whispered, "I've never seen anything like this. This is beyond anything humans have encountered." Alina's eyes narrowed with determination. "Then we will face it, and we will succeed. That's what humans do. We explore, we learn, we solve. We rise to the challenge." As the pod moved closer, the glowing energy shifted, revealing doors and pathways that had never been opened. The next puzzle awaited, more complex, more mysterious, and more vital than anything they had faced before. And once again the whisper echoed in Alina's mind. "Do you know what's coming next?" She nodded slowly, her heart steady. "Yes," she said, "the challenge continues, and humans will meet it head-on." Outside the pod, the stars stretched endlessly, and the alien structure loomed larger, a silent testament to the intelligence that had created it. The humans were ready. They had passed the first tests, and now the real journey, one that would push their minds, courage, and teamwork to the limit, was about to begin. The pod glided closer to the massive alien structure, its glowing energy vines rippling in waves across the surface. Alina pressed her hands against the console, her eyes fixed on the holographic display. This was unlike anything humans had ever encountered. The sheer scale and complexity were awe-inspiring, yet it also spoke of intelligence far beyond their own. "Doctor." Shah leaned forward, his voice quiet but tense. "The energy patterns, they're alive in some way. They respond to thought. The structure adapts based on what we focus on." Alina nodded. "Then we use it to our advantage. We think like humans and we solve what no one else could." That's what they've been waiting for. Lieutenant Mara Kessler studied the patterns on her tablet. "The doors are forming as we approach. It's like the structure is guiding us, but also testing us." The pod docked smoothly at one of the main entrances. The doors slid open silently, revealing a vast chamber bathed in soft white light. Panels lined the walls, each filled with alien symbols and complex diagrams. Floating orbs hovered at various heights, casting gentle glows across the room. The crew stepped out cautiously, their boots echoing softly. "This place is incredible," Mara whispered. "It's a library, a laboratory, a puzzle all at once." At the center of the chamber, a pedestal held another cube-like device. It shimmered with white energy, but this one was different. Its patterns moved and shifted as if alive, reacting to their presence. Dr. Shah approached it slowly. "Every device we've found so far has been a step, but this could be the key to understanding everything." The network, the warnings, the messages. Alina studied the device carefully. "Let's proceed together. Humans excel in collaboration. Alone, we might fail, but together we're unstoppable." They gathered around the pedestal, placing their hands lightly on the device. Instantly, a holographic projection expanded, filling the chamber with stars, galaxies, and streams of glowing energy. Lines connected countless star systems, pulsating rhythmically. "It's the network," Mara said, eyes wide. "This connects the galaxy, not just locations but civilizations. The creators, they were trying to communicate with everyone." Dr. Shah traced a line connecting a distant cluster of stars. "And these pulses, these warnings, they mark dangerous areas." Cosmic storms, gravitational anomalies, unstable stars, threats that could destroy planets. They left this as a guide for intelligent life. Alina's mind raced. They tested us to see if we were capable of understanding and acting on this knowledge. Humans passed the test. We're ready. Suddenly, the structure shifted. Panels moved, revealing a new chamber beyond the first. It was larger, darker, but the energy flows illuminated paths across the floor. The humans realized the final challenge awaited inside, a test that combined intellect, courage, and precision. As they entered, the energy streams moved like rivers, forming walls, bridges, and obstacles. The floor shifted beneath them, responding to their movements. Every wrong step could trap them or force a reset. This is the ultimate test, Alina said. It measures not just skill, but adaptability. Humans thrive in situations no one else can handle. Let's show them what we're capable of. The crew moved cautiously, reading the energy flows like a map. Dr. Shah noticed a pattern in the lights, rhythms that could guide their steps. Mara calculated precise movements to synchronize with the streams. Alina led with calm authority, her instincts guiding them through the ever-changing paths. Hours passed. The challenges became more complex. Panels required simultaneous solutions. Puzzles demanded abstract thinking. And yet, the humans adapted. Where the structure tried to confound them, they innovated. Where logic seemed impossible, they found creativity. This is beyond anything I imagined, Mara said, panting slightly. But we're making progress. Humans, we really are special. Alina smiled faintly. We don't give up. We think, we adapt, we persevere. That's what makes us different. Finally, they reached the chamber's heart. A massive holographic map of the galaxy hovered before them. Pulsing points of light marked civilizations, hazards, and safe zones. And in the center, a cluster of energy signaled an impending cosmic event, a massive gravitational collapse that threatened multiple star systems. Dr. Shah's voice trembled. If that happens, countless worlds could be destroyed. Alina's eyes narrowed. Then we act. We use what they've given us. Humans don't wait. We solve problems. We protect. We rise to challenges that others can't even face. Mara tapped the pedestal's controls, and the cube projected a detailed plan, a sequence of actions required to stabilize the dangerous star cluster. It's incredible. The creators left a full guide. We just need to implement it. The crew realized the scale of the task. It wasn't just exploration anymore. It was responsibility. They had passed the tests, proved their intelligence and ingenuity, and now the galaxy depended on them. This is what they prepared us for, Alina said quietly. Humans weren't meant just to explore. We were meant to protect, to solve, to rise to the impossible. The team moved quickly, coordinating their efforts. Lumina interfaced with the cube, projecting simulations and guiding them through precise maneuvers. The humans applied their unique intuition, problem-solving skills, and teamwork. Where technology alone would fail, human creativity filled the gaps. Minutes stretched into hours. The gravitational collapse threatened to spiral out of control, but the humans' actions stabilized key points, redirected energy flows, and recalibrated the alien network. Slowly, the pulsating cluster of danger quieted, the energy flows returning to balance. Dr. Shah let out a deep breath. We did it. We actually did it. Mara smiled, her eyes reflecting the glowing holograms. Humans, we really can rise to anything. Alina placed her hand on the cube once more. The creators left this for someone capable, someone adaptable, intelligent, and courageous. They chose humans, and we proved them right. The structure shifted again, almost as if acknowledging their success. Pathways opened, revealing new regions of the galaxy mapped in exquisite detail. The humans had unlocked the true purpose of the alien network. Outside the chamber, the stars of the galaxy shone brilliantly. Humanity's role was clear: explorers, protectors, and problem solvers. They had not only survived the alien tests but had proven themselves as capable and extraordinary beings. As the crew prepared to leave, Alina looked at her team. "This is bigger than any mission we've undertaken, but we are human. And humans rise to challenges no one else can face. We've passed every test and now the galaxy is watching us." Dr. Shah nodded. "It's awe-inspiring and terrifying, but we're ready." Mara added, "They tested us and we succeeded, but what comes next? What else is out there?" Alina smiled faintly, her gaze turning toward the stars beyond the structure. "We don't know, and that's the beauty of being human. The unknown doesn't scare us, it excites us. Every challenge is an opportunity, every problem a chance to prove ourselves. And one day the galaxy will see what humans can do." For a long moment they stood in silence, absorbing the enormity of what they had accomplished. The alien network, the warnings, the guidance, all had been a test, and humans had not only met the challenge, they had exceeded it. The final whispers of the cube resonated softly. "The path is revealed. The galaxy awaits those who rise to the challenge." Alina nodded slowly, a sense of pride and determination filling her heart. "Yes," she said quietly, "humans are ready. The real journey begins now." Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, the galaxy vast and full of mysteries. The humans had unlocked a power that few others could understand. And as they prepared to leave, one truth was clear. They were not just explorers. They were extraordinary, capable of facing challenges that no one else could. And so, on that distant alien structure, the human crew took their first step toward shaping the galaxy's future, proving once again that humans could rise above the unknown, illuminate the darkness, and stand as a force of ingenuity, courage, and hope. The alien structure stood silently behind the human crew as they stepped back into their pod. The pulsating energy of the devices they had activated still shimmered faintly, a reminder of the enormous responsibility they had just embraced. Outside, the galaxy stretched endlessly, vast, mysterious, and full of unknown wonders. Alina Ross exhaled slowly, her hands resting lightly on the console. "We did it," she said softly, almost to herself. "The network is stabilized, the warnings are clear, and we succeeded." Dr. Shah nodded, though his expression carried awe and fatigue. "I never imagined anything like this. The scale of their knowledge, it's beyond comprehension. Yet they trusted humans to understand it, to act. We were ready for it." Mara Kessler leaned against the pod's window, her eyes reflecting distant stars. "We proved it. Humans can rise to challenges no one else can. Every test, every puzzle, we adapted. We succeeded where others might have failed." Alina turned to her crew. "This isn't the end. It's just the beginning. The galaxy is watching now. And humans, we have a role to play that no one else can." The pod lifted off from the alien structure, leaving the glowing energy flows behind. As they traveled through space, the crew analyzed the data from the devices. Lumina compiled every puzzle, every sequence, every star map, creating a comprehensive report for humanity's use. The galaxy's network of civilizations could now be accessed and understood by human minds. "It's incredible," Dr. Shah said. "We can warn civilizations of cosmic dangers, help coordinate travel, and share knowledge that was once lost. We have the power to prevent catastrophes before they happen." Alina nodded. "Power comes with responsibility, but humans, we rise to responsibility. That's what makes us unique." Days passed as the Aurora traveled back toward known space. Along the way, the crew discussed their experiences, analyzing the alien puzzles and devices. They realized that the creators of the network had left more than just warnings. They had left lessons in intelligence, creativity, and perseverance. Mara smiled as she reviewed the data. "Every challenge was designed to push us. Not just to test our logic, but to show us that humans think differently. We adapt in ways that no other species could." Alina looked out the window at a cluster of stars. And that's exactly why we were chosen. Humans are explorers, problem solvers, and innovators. We don't just survive, we thrive in the unknown. That's what the galaxy needs. Upon returning to human-controlled space, the crew transmitted their findings. The response was immediate. Scientists, explorers, and leaders across Earth and the colonies were amazed. News of the humans who had solved alien puzzles, activated an ancient network, and stabilized cosmic danger spread quickly. Humanity's reputation soared, not as mere explorers but as guardians of the galaxy. A meeting was convened at the United Earth Space Council. Alina, Dr. Shah and Mara stood before representatives of multiple human colonies. Holograms of the alien network, star maps, and energy flows were displayed. The crew of the Aurora has accomplished something unprecedented, a council official announced. They have not only solved alien puzzles but have proven that humanity is capable of understanding and acting upon advanced galactic knowledge. This places humans in a position of leadership among interstellar civilizations. Alina stepped forward, her voice steady and confident. We were chosen for one reason. Humans think differently. We see possibilities where others see barriers. We adapt, innovate, and persevere. These are not just traits, they are our strengths and they define who we are. Dr. Shah added, the network left by the creators contains warnings, instructions, and guidance. With careful use, humans can help coordinate the safety and advancement of civilizations across the galaxy. But we must act responsibly, collaboratively, and wisely. Mara smiled faintly. And we will. Humans rise to challenges, that's what we do. The council erupted in applause. The message was clear. Humanity had earned a place among the galaxy's guardians, not through force but through intelligence, courage, and ingenuity. Back on the Aurora, the crew reflected on their journey. The alien devices, once mysterious and intimidating, now served as tools for understanding, learning, and guiding the galaxy. Humans had not only solved puzzles, they had demonstrated their potential to shape the future. Alina gazed out at the stars once more. We were tested, and we passed, but the universe is vast, full of unknown challenges. This is only the beginning. Humans will continue to explore, to learn, and to rise to challenges that no one else can face. Dr. Shah chuckled softly. I never thought I'd say this, but I feel at home out here. Among the stars, we've proven that humans belong here. Mara nodded. And every civilization we help, every problem we solve, every mystery we uncover, that's proof. Humans are extraordinary. We've shown the galaxy what we can do. Weeks later, the Aurora returned to the home system, greeted by ships and stations eager for news. The crew shared their knowledge, demonstrating the alien network and explaining the cosmic threats it highlighted. Humanity's position had changed forever. They were no longer just explorers. They were protectors and leaders. A celebration was held at the Central Space Hub. Scientists, diplomats, and explorers from Earth and the colonies gathered to honor the crew. Holograms of the alien network danced across the sky, showing connections across the galaxy that humans had unlocked. Alina stood before the crowd. We were given a test, she said, a challenge set by an ancient civilization to see if humans were ready. We faced puzzles, dangers, and unknowns. We solved them, and in doing so we proved that humans are not just survivors. We are thinkers, innovators, and problem solvers. The galaxy now knows what humans can achieve. Dr. Shah added, every challenge we face in the future, every problem we encounter will be an opportunity to show that humans rise to the impossible. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes us extraordinary. Mara smiled at the gathered crowd. We didn't just find an alien network. We proved that humans can face the unknown and succeed. And this is only the beginning. As the crowd cheered, the Aurora's crew looked out at the stars. Beyond the galaxy, they knew countless challenges awaited. New civilizations, new mysteries, new cosmic phenomena. But they were ready. Humans had passed the ultimate test, not through strength or weapons, but through intelligence, creativity, and perseverance. And as the stars stretched endlessly before them, they felt a profound truth. Humans were capable of anything. They could rise to challenges that no one else could. They could explore, learn, and protect. They could shape the future of the galaxy itself. Alina placed her hand on the console, feeling the hum of the ship beneath her. "We've been tested," she said softly. "We've succeeded, and now we are ready for whatever comes next. Humans have earned their place among the stars." The crew shared a moment of quiet pride, knowing that their journey had changed everything. Humanity was no longer just one species among many. It was a force of ingenuity, courage, and hope. And somewhere in the distant reaches of the galaxy, the legacy of the alien creators continued, now intertwined with human determination and brilliance. The network they had left behind would guide civilizations, warn of dangers, and inspire future generations. But the humans had learned the most important lesson. It was not the alien technology that made the difference. It was the humans themselves. Their curiosity, teamwork, and ingenuity had unlocked the galaxy's secrets. Their spirit had proven that no challenge was too great, no mystery too complex, and no future too uncertain. And so, with stars stretching endlessly before them and the galaxy waiting, humanity took its place among the cosmos, not as followers but as pioneers, protectors, and innovators. The journey had begun, and humans were ready.